If you're wondering which monitors for Mac Mini are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it. Dell U4U25QW. This curved beast gives you a massive 5K 2K resolution and a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, though your Mac Mini might throw a tantrum and cap it at 60Hz if you don't have an M2 or M4 chip. It delivers a beefy 140 watts of power via Thunderbolt 4 to keep your desk clean, but the reflection handling is so mid that you'll literally see your own disappointed face if you sit near a window. Would I buy it? No, it's basically an expensive mirror that costs more than my car. ViewSonic VP2788 5K. You're getting that sweet 5120 by 2880 resolution with a pixel density of 218 pixels per inch, which is basically the budget version of a Retina display for half the price. It sports a solid 500 nits of brightness and a Thunderbolt 4 port for easy daisy chaining, but the build quality feels like a cheap plastic toy compared to the premium aluminum of its rivals. Would I buy it? Yes, because I love high-end pixels, but I also love having money for rent. Asus ROG Strix XG27JCG. This gaming freak manages a ridiculous 5K resolution with a 180Hz refresh rate, and it can even overclock to 330Hz if you drop it down to 1440p resolution like a total speed demon. It features a fast IPS panel and a 0.3 millisecond response time to make your cursor feel like it's on caffeine. But using a ROG gamer aesthetic with a sleek Mac Mini is like wearing neon Crocs to a black tie gala. Would I buy it? Maybe, if I could find a way to hide that aggressive gamer base under a pile of aesthetic coffee table books. LG 27M B5KLB. This classic ultra-fine 5K has the exact same panel as the fancy Apple version and charges your Mac Mini with 94 watts. Though the thick bezels look like they were designed back when we still liked the Harlem Shake. It integrates perfectly with macOS volume and brightness controls. Yet its history of ghosting and image retention issues makes it the problematic X of the monitor world. Would I buy it? No, I'm not paying four figures for a monitor that looks like a 2012 iPad on a stick. Apple Studio Display. You get a stunning 5K screen with 600 nits of brightness and a built-in 6-speaker sound system that actually slaps. Even if the 122-degree ultra-wide webcam makes you look like a distorted potato during Zoom calls. The aluminum finish is pure desk candy and perfectly matches your Mac Mini, but charging $400 extra for a height-adjustable stand is the most legendary flex in the history of capitalism. Would I buy it? Yes, because I'm a sheep and I want my setup to look like a Pinterest board. Asus ProArt Display PA27JCV. I hooked this up to my Mac Mini, and the 5KB resolution is so sharp it makes my actual vision feel like it is stuck in 480p, though the 60Hz refresh rate feels like I am scrolling through molasses compared to my phone. It matches the Apple Studio Display's vibe perfectly without the "I just sold my kidney" price tag, but the 2-watt speakers sound like a squirrel screaming into a tin can. Would I buy it? Yes. Because having that crisp 218 pixels per inch density for half the price of Apple is a massive win for my desk setup. Asus ProArt Display PA3229CV. This 32-inch beast gives me so much screen real estate that I can actually see my future. But the aggressive anti-glare coating makes the screen look a bit whitewashed if a single ray of sun dares to enter the room. It handles high dynamic range 400 well enough for casual editing, though the joystick menu navigation is so laggy I aged 3 years just trying to change the brightness. Would I buy it? Maybe, if I can find a great deal and promise to never work in a room with a window. BenQ Mobiuse X321UX. This monitor is basically a lighthouse on your desk with 1152 local dimming zones that make black levels look inkier than my soul. But it is so thick and bulky it looks like it belongs in a server room from 1999. The 144Hz refresh rate is smooth as butter for gaming, yet BenQ somehow forgot to include speakers despite charging over $1,000. Would I buy it? No, because while the mini light emitting diode panel is gorgeous, I am not paying that much money to still have to wear headphones for every notification. Dell S2725QC. Finally, a monitor with 120Hz that actually works with macOS without a headache, though the 65-watt power delivery is a bit weak if you are trying to charge a beefy MacBook while pushing those pixels. It looks great in the ash white finish and the text is super crisp, but the high dynamic range is honestly so bad that blacks just look like different shades of depressing gray. Would I buy it? Yes, it is the best value 4KB monitor under $300, and that smooth scrolling is worth every penny. LG 34W95U. This ultra-wide gives you 5KB by 2160 resolution, which is basically a cheat code for video editing. But it has a nasty habit of refusing to wake up from sleep like a teenager on a Monday morning. The vertical space is amazing for timelines, yet the lack of flicker-free technology means your eyes might actually explode after a 10-hour session. Would I buy it? No, it is way too expensive for a screen that might require me to unplug the power cord 3 times a day just to get a signal. LG 32U990AS. This 32-inch behemoth is the first 60Hz 6K monitor with Thunderbolt 5, making your Mac Mini feel like a productivity god while your wallet cries over the $2,000 price tag. It features a gorgeous nano IPS black panel with 2000:1 contrast, but it's mostly built of plastic and will mock you because you can't even adjust the brightness or volume directly from Mac OS without third-party apps. Would I buy it? Maybe, because having 32 inches of 6K glory for programming is a dream, but that massive 360-watt external power brick is basically a space heater I didn't ask for. Samsung Viewfinity S9. This 27-inch 5K panel is clearly trying to steal the Apple Studio Display's lunch money by offering a matte finish and a built-in 4K webcam for roughly $800. The text clarity is crisp enough to see your own failures in high definition, but the backlight bleed is truly offensive, and the Smart TV interface is a cluttered mess you'll likely never use. Would I buy it? Yes, because getting a 5K Retina resolution at half the price of Apple's version is the ultimate fuck you to the fruit company's tax. Samsung M90SF. This 32-inch 4K OLED beast is faster than my caffeine jitters with a 165Hz refresh rate and a 0.03 millisecond response time, making it a gaming legend. It uses AI to optimize your picture and includes 90 watts of USB-C charging for your Mac Mini accessories. But the typical brightness of 250 nits is basically a dimly lit cave compared to its rivals. Would I buy it? Yes, because the infinite contrast of QD OLED makes every other monitor on this list look like a washed-out vintage photograph. Philips My 9998. This 49-inch curved super ultra-wide is so wide it actually requires a neck workout to see your notifications, effectively replacing two 27-inch monitors with one massive 5120 by 1440 resolution slab. It's got a pop-up webcam for privacy nerds and a built-in USB-C dock, but the vertical resolution is vertically challenged compared to true 5K screens, and it's limited to a measly 60 Hz. Would I buy it? Maybe, if I had a desk the size of a landing strip and a deep desire to multitask like a frantic air traffic controller. BenQ PD2730S. This 27-inch 5K designer monitor treats your Mac Mini with respect by offering Thunderbolt 4 with 90 watts of power delivery and a dedicated hotkey puck for the control freaks out there. The IPS black tech gives you solid 2000:1 contrast and razor-sharp text, but the lack of an Ethernet port and underwhelming high dynamic range support makes it feel a bit like a premium sports car with no radio. Would I buy it? Yes, because the nano matte coating and wireless controller make it the most sensible alternative for anyone who actually does real work for a living. LG 45 GX905D8B. This massive 45-inch curved beast gives your Mac Mini more screen real estate than a suburban mall, but the text fringing on Mac OS will have you squinting like you forgot your glasses at home. You get that sweet 5120 by 2160 resolution and a dual mode that hits 330 Hz, though the 2-year warranty is basically LG's way of saying, good luck with that OLED burn-in. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while the immersion is god tier for gaming, the fuzzy text scaling on a Mac is a total vibe killer for actual work. Apple Pro Display XDR. This 6kW resolution masterpiece is so bright at 1600 nits that you'll need sunscreen just to check your emails, but charging an extra grand for a damn metal stand is the ultimate fuck you to your bank account. It fits the Mac Mini like a glove with perfect retina scaling and 576 local dimming zones, even if the blooming in dark rooms makes it look a bit like a cheap flashlight compared to modern OLEDs. Would I buy it? No, because unless you are a literal Hollywood colorist, spending $5,000 on a monitor without a stand is peak insanity in 2026. Dell U2723QE. This 27-inch Budget King uses IPS black technology to actually give you decent contrast for once, but the 60 Hz refresh rate feels like you are scrolling through molasses if you are used to anything faster. It is basically a glorified USB-C hub that charges your gear while looking professional, though the pixel density at 4K resolution means you will be messing with scaling settings until your eyes bleed. Would I buy it? Yes, because it is the most sensible way to get great colors and a clean desk setup without selling a kidney. Dell UltraSharp U4924 DUW. This 49-inch ultra-wide is basically two monitors glued together without the annoying gap in the middle, yet the pixel density is so low at 109 pixels per inch that Steve Jobs would probably haunt you for pairing it with a Mac. You get built-in speakers and a mountain of ports for your Mac Mini, but the massive footprint means you will need a desk the size of a landing strip just to fit the thing. Would I buy it? No, because the low resolution makes everything look slightly pixelated and it is just too much screen for a human neck to handle. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the monitors for Mac Mini for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.